Every year, around late July, August, and September, one quiet business starts moving seriously in Nigeria. No big office, just bags of egusi. And every year, people who understand this business buy during harvest season, store properly, and sell later in the off-season when the prices go up. Egusi business may not look fancy, but to be very honest, this is one of those businesses where people are quietly making serious money every single year. A lot of times, this ordinary business of egusi will pay you far more than many of the fine office jobs. I have been involved in egusi buying and selling for many years, and some of you may have seen one of my previous videos where I talked about how I made 100 million naira from egusi buying and selling in one single season. To be clear, that kind of season does not happen every year. But from my experience in agriculture business, I have noticed that every few years, some commodities experience serious price spike. I have seen it in egusi, in sesame seeds. I have seen it in cashew. Sometimes the profit is average. Sometimes you recover your capital with something reasonable on top. But once in a while, I would say usually every 3 to 5 years, if you're already in the game and consistent, the market can reward you with crazy big profit. The key is consistency. You cannot benefit from the opportunity if you're only watching from the fence. Sometimes the people who make the biggest money are not the people who predicted the market perfectly. They are the people who were already positioned when the opportunity came. As I've mentioned in previous videos, one of my early big experiences in egusi happened many years ago when we bought egusi at around 13,000 naira per bag. Normally, in that kind of season, you may expect to sell at maybe 18,000 or 20,000. That alone would have been very good business. But that year, the off-season egusi price went off the roof. By January, just 5 months after buying our egusi for storage, in August of the previous year, the same egusi that was bought around 13,000 a bag was being priced at over 100,000 a bag. Just do the maths. That is why I always say agricultural business in Nigeria can be very powerful, but you must understand it. You must be patient and you must know what you are doing. So, how does egusi business work? The buying season usually starts around late July or early August, and it can run into mid or late September, depending on how that particular season goes. During this period, farmers are harvesting, supply enters the market, and many farmers need quick cash. That is when serious buyers begin to position themselves. The idea is simple: buy during harvest, store properly, and sell later when the supply reduces and price improves. But simple does not mean easy. One big mistake people make is rushing to buy immediately egusi starts coming out. At the very beginning of the season, some farmers are under pressure. Some will bring egusi to the market before it is properly dry. If you buy wet egusi, you may regret it badly. Wet egusi can spoil in storage. One bag can go bad. Sometimes half of the bag can rot. In bad cases, you may lose almost everything inside. So when people start shouting, egusi don't come, calm down. Don't use excitement to buy problem for storage. Before you buy, you must check properly. In the market, they usually pierce the bags with a sharp object like a knife but roundish to scoop egusi samples from different parts of the bag. You can check the top, then scoop the middle and the bottom. Put the samples on your palm. Feel whether they are dry to check the quality. Check whether the seed is full. Check if there's too much dirt, broken seed, or moisture. You must also understand the bag sizes. In places like Nasarawa, where we do a lot of our business, you will see different types of bags. There are big bags, sometimes they are called Nasarawa bags, and there are small bags, they call them carry-go bags from the interior villages or farms. Some sellers also do what they call shaking, where they press the egusi into the bag so that it becomes very full and heavy. That is why in the same market, you will find different prices for different types of egusi bags. Both big and small bags can be good. The main thing is quality. Don't just chase the size. Chase dry, clean, good quality egusi. Storage is another major part of the business. If you are close to places like Nasarawa, you can travel to the market, buy your egusi and store it in the market shop for the season. You pay for the storage, and when the prices improve, you can either go there yourself to sell or ask the person in charge of the shop to sell for you. This is how many people do it. But this is also where risk enters. Who is watching your bags? There are many good and trusted people in the market, but there are also people who, when hunger enters their body, they can sell your bags and start giving you explanation in different chapters. That is why due diligence is very important. Know the person, know the shop, know how your bags are recorded, know the storage cost, get updates. Don't just send money and sleep. This is one reason we use our own dedicated warehouse for our own business. Last season, we also allowed some members of our community to use our warehouse for better safety, proper monitoring, and more peace of mind. Also, I'm happy to say that we have completed the last season's or last year's Egusi business circle. Everyone recovered their capital and made something on top of it. The profit was modest, but for the first season, helping community members to participate in Egusi business, completing it without a loss, is very positive outcome. Because in Nigerian business, sometimes not losing money is already a testimony. Let me also say this clearly. If you can do the business by yourself, learn it and do it yourself. If you are using someone by proxy because you are abroad or far away, then you must protect yourself with information. Many times in Nigeria, the biggest risk is not the business itself. The biggest risk is the human beings handling the business that needs deliverance. You must have all information, especially live market prices for Egusi, to check and control your buying and selling prices. That is also why we created MrBashPrices.com, where we share weekly prices of many commodities like Egusi, where you can verify. If someone is helping you buy or sell, you should not be completely blind. You should have an idea of the market price so that nobody will be using your money to give testimony. Now, when do people normally sell? In many seasons, Egusi prices may not move strongly immediately. Around November and December, prices can sometimes stagnate or even come down slightly because another variety of Egusi comes from places like Taraba around that same time. But that supply is usually not large as the main harvest from places like Nasarawa and Benue. So it often clears out quickly. In a normal season, Nasarawa Egusi usually starts appreciating properly from January until March, sometimes even May. And personally, I usually advise people not to wait too deep into the planting season around April because prices can also drop during that time too. So the opportunity is real, but you must enter with sense. Buy right, store right, monitor the market, verify prices, work with the right people. On Sunday, 12th July 2026, I will be doing a live session where we will go deeper into Egusi business. We will talk about buying periods, bag sizes, quality checks, storage, risks, how to protect yourself if you are abroad or far away, and what realistic profit can look like. You can join live and ask your questions or send your questions ahead of time. See you in the next one. Goodbye.